Welcome. We've got another episode of Sealed Prep for the Legends of the Fourth Sector Qualifier in Philadelphia. Today I am joined by one of the best players in the game, Nicky Morgan.
Ooh, that's aggressive.
Who is currently in top 8 on the leaderboard for points right now for this season of competitive play. Won 3 Planetary Qualifiers, top 8'd, probably as many as I've played. Which I think I'm at like 10 by now. But like unironically, that's like no exaggeration of how enduring his competitive performance has been over the lifespan of this game. So among one of those top 8s was he top 8'd the Legends of the Fourth Sealed Planetary Qualifier that happened in Rochester at the start of the format, which our friend Jeff ended up winning. They battled in the semifinals of that event.
I don't think that was a battle.
Yeah, Jeff's. We talked about Jeff's deck in one of the earlier ones. That is like genuinely one of the sickest drafts I've ever seen in any game. Double Craving Power with like a playable curve is just absolutely insane. So he's joining us today to talk about Limited. He's got an infinite supply of product to open and talk about, including the box that he won about 45 minutes ago at a store showdown. So, so one of the things I found productive in the last video I did talking about this limited environment was I just started by talking about the leaders. And so I'm going to give a quick rundown. We've got our common leaders on this side and our rare leaders. I'm just going to give a brief update of kind of what I think about them. And then Nicky's going to talk about his and then kind of like opening thoughts that you might have about the format. And then we're going to open some packs, build some pools, maybe play the games. We'll see kind of where the conversation leads. But we're kind of just going to play it by ear, see what the most productive part of this ends up being. So starting off, talking about the common leaders, I've got the best up top, the worst at the bottom. So from commons over here, Mother Talzin, just the best. Basically a 4-8 for 5 on stats, with a very restrictive ability for what your opponent can do. Ambush units function a lot differently in this format compared to others because leaving them on 1 health versus Talzin is just a death sentence. And any X1 units, you're kind of really not wanting to put in your decks whatsoever. You know, Exegol, Patrollers, things like that, which may be playable on rate, just you can't play them versus Talzin. Not like, they're weak in your opener hands. Like, you really don't want to have them at all. They're just going to be resourced. So she's really restrictive on how your opponent can play the game. In addition to just having some really powerful synergies, the blue-black commons are just some of the best on rate that we've ever seen at common. And even for this limited environment is just really powerful, really great place to be. Second, I have Snoke. Snoke is going to have, I think, a lower ceiling than Talzin. The best Talzin decks, I think, are going to be superior, but Snoke is just going to work with almost every pool that you open. You're probably going to have some number of villainy units, and he's going to salvage some really weak pools for players with cards like Adept of Anger and Forge Starfighter playing fantastic with him and very mediocre elsewhere. And he's also just great as the game goes along because he's a 5-8 for 6 in sort of a vacuum, and he can grow even more out of range from there. And this is not a format with Rivals Fall, so it can be really difficult to handle a Snoke that snowballs. And that's something that makes him more dangerous than Talzin in another way. The next best heroism leader that I have is Obi-Wan. I've got a love-hate relationship with Obi-Wan. He's kind of a win more leader, but when he is on the board rolling forward, he is just adding a ton to the board. But if you don't have early force units, he pretty much does nothing. And sometimes a 3-6 on 5 is just going to be hard-pressed to actually deploy into a board, especially with cards like Inquisitor's Lightsaber running around. He's just going to be difficult to get in there. But if you're ahead, he's going to make you stay ahead. And he kind of feels like Han Solo a lot in Premiere, where it's like he is setting the tempo for the game. And if your opponent can match the tempo, he's going to fall apart. But there are, like, if you open a Gunji, and you've got turn 1 Gunji with Obi-Wan with the initiative, you're probably like 60% and above to win that game.
Yeah.
Ahsoka is not an impressive leader, but the blue heroism cards are excellent, and the blue cards in general are excellent, and her stat line is just fine. The games go long enough that you do get to use your leader in some way, and a 5/6 is just great for that. That's comparable to like Cal Kestis. You're not actually able to shorten the game that much with him, so the 3/4 versus a 5/6 body is a huge gulf that I feel where like Ahsoka is a better aggro leader to me than Cal is, which is kind of a weird thing to, on paper they shouldn't read that way, but to me in practice it kind of feels like that. I could be wrong, frequently am. Third Sister and Grand Inquisitor, I have pretty interchangeable here. I could take it or leave it. They're both fine leaders, a lot less exciting than Talzin and Snoke, but they are going to be pretty effective at their own niches. Third Sister is really good if you're trying to splash upgrades because she's going to wear them really well and push a lot of damage with them. Like even just splashing an heirloom lightsaber if you're in blue for 4 resources on her deploy is going to be a pretty great tempo. GI wants you to be a lot more controlling, and it's like Third Sister does something different than what Talzin and Snoke do. GI just feels like you're doing a much worse job of these two. If he's the only leader that you open, I think you can build a very satisfactory deck with him, but you're just really not looking to do him because other villainy leaders do it so much better. And villainy yellow is the worst set of double aspect cards across all 8 pairings, so you're just not really incentivized to do that because like Corrupted Saber, Adeptive Anger, and Banking Clan Shuttle all kind of do different things, don't work towards the same game plan versus like Drain Essence and Talzin's Assassin just works so beautifully together as a curve that like you love doing that. So GI is just a little awkward. Cal Kestis, he is the second worst here. I don't hate him that much, but it's just really hard to get enough value out of a 3/4 body to justify being that much smaller. The format has ended up being slower than I anticipated at first, so he can just fail to affect some number of games and kind of just disappointing. Again, yellow not being a strong color in this format kind of informs GI and Cal being this low. Kit Fisto, you're just not... sometimes you will open a lot of Jedi, either in the draft or sealed pool. You'll see a lot of them pass to you, and then maybe Kit Fisto can pop off. Yeah. It's going to be exceedingly rare. That's like the opposite of Snoke, is just so many pools work with Snoke naturally, and so few pools are going to work with Kit Fisto naturally. And you have to have a really good pool to justify a 1/6 leader that needs help on entry. It's just, he's rough. Talking about the rare leaders now. Kanan Jarrus, I think, is just an incredible leader. I think he's on par with Talzin and Snoke to me. The Lothwolf and Graceful Purgil draws don't ask a whole lot of your pool to access one of those cards, and giving those Sentinel shields repeatedly is just going to be a really strong play pattern, and he's just fine on rate otherwise. If you open an Ezra Bridger, you're just really popping off now.
Yeah.
The rest of these, I would say there's like a pretty distinct, like, Kanan's the best. These 4 are like very rarely going to work. These 3... I will never play, almost under any circumstances. Like Avar, if you have a lot of force payoffs, but open no force to units, I can imagine she will help you get over the hump sometimes. If you open like 4 Sorceress Blast and no Jedi Consulars or something to turn them on, she's going to do that for you. And I can kind of see a pool where that happens. Same with Kylo. If you open like literally 1 Craving Power, I'm interested in playing Kylo. I don't know if he's the right choice, but like you open 2 Craving Powers, you're seriously considering it for the pool. That's enough to like have him up here for me, which says a lot about these. Similarly, Anakin and Barriss. Anakin, if you have one color that's just so good that you don't care about losing it, and you have some, again, Craving Powers, Inquisitors, Lightsabers to try to splash for him, you could talk me into it, because a 5/6 for 4 is just a reasonable stat line. Barriss, I don't really know what the pool looks like where you have that many events to be useful, but 4/7 for 6 is not embarrassing, and using the Force to cheat things like Will of the Force, which is on color, is not awful. I would not encourage you to do any of these. But like, if you told me like somebody went 6-2 with one of these and had like the great pool for it at the sealed event, I'd believe it. If somebody makes day 2 with Ray, Revan, or Morgan Elspeth, I am shocked. Nobody will day 2 with these leaders, I don't think. Ray was just so slow. I don't even know what a pool looks like that can support her, because you have to be getting a lot of value out of her to justify going that long. Revan, I don't know, if you open like 2 Revan Sabers and 2 Malaks and you have the right pool,
Still don't do it.
still probably don't do it. But like, I wouldn't stop you at that point. I'd let you live the dream. I don't know what the dream is for Morgan Elspeth. I genuinely don't know what any of that could ever look like. So, those are just kind of my general thoughts, mostly talking about sealed for these. Nicky has informed me that draft is day 2, and I thought both days were sealed. So a little more respect should be paid to draft, but largely I'm talking about sealed because, let's be real, I'm probably not making day 2. But yeah, kind of pass it over if you want to correct anything I've talked about.
Sure, yeah. I think you're pretty spot on here. There's a couple differences I have. I guess I look at them more in tiers than I do in like a straight order. Like Talzin's easily at the top for me, but then I have like a tier here because I think Obi-Wan and Snoke both do very similar things. Snoke I think is better, but not enough better to make Obi-Wan like below him. One thing to note about Snoke is I'm actually like pretty afraid of Snoke when I'm playing Talzin. I think that matchup's not great for Talzin. So being Snoke can sometimes be a good thing. Obviously, it's always going to be pool dependent, but
yeah,
the fact that he can just like go over the top of Talzin is pretty scary when playing Talzin.
Yeah, and I feel like that's an important thing to talk about too, where it's like, it's all contextual based for everything.
Yeah.
But having these heuristics is like really valuable because you have 30 minutes to build the deck and look at it. So like having a framework to go into it makes a big difference rather than just being like, it doesn't matter. It all depends on what you open.
Yeah,
it does, but you got to help yourself a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for Snoke, there's like specific decks that like the space aggro are very good, where you like have a couple strike chips and a couple exegol patrollers, and you can just like go up there, start suiting them up, and just like go. So definitely be on the lookout for those like types of strategies if you open a Snoke. Then for like the rest of these, I guess I kind of just like have these all in a tier like together. I think these 3 are slightly better than Cal, but like there's definitely some pools where Cal's good. If you open like 3 or 4 lightsabers, you can just like play that deck.
Heirloom lightsaber on Cal is really strong.
Yeah.
Even splashed, it's not awful. Like
not
paying
awful,
4 for that, and now you've got a 5/6 with Restore. You're doing a lot of tempo.
Yeah. Like my teammate Derek played against a Cal at that same Rochester PQ, and they had 2 heirlooms in their deck, and it was just like play Cal, heirloom, and I was like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Like, and then I'll agree, Vista's pretty bad. There's some pools that make him good, but like even then you don't have a leader side because he's a 1/6, sometimes a 2/6 or 3/6, which is still not great. But I kind of would put them in this, Christmas tree type shape here. And then mostly agree for the rare leaders. I think Kanan is by far and away the best. I'd put him like in this tier. Like I think he's just that good. Other than that, I'm pretty unimpressed with all of them, which I guess is fine because like the rare leaders are more built for constructed and the common leaders are more built for draft. But I like Avar and Kylo like enough because they'll give you a lot of value towards the end of the game. Obviously, Kylo's pool dependent. I'm a little iffy on Anakin. I don't know where I'd put him. I have him like a better than Revan, but like not a lot.
Yeah, I don't think these 2 are that much better.
I think I'd go like here, and then like maybe this. Maybe I'd move Morgan up. I'd still questionable if he should be up here, down closer to Revan, but like I guess it doesn't really matter because you're just hoping to not play any of those and open a couple good common leaders. But I guess this is kind of where my head's at going into it. I'm always looking for a Talzin and an Obi-Wan so that I can have the good leader for either pool.
Either heroism or villainy.
Yep. And I think blue is by far and away the best color, so that's why I lean Talzin. But Obviously, you can build Obi-Wan blue, and I think that's probably his best color. Maybe it's yellow, but
Youngling Padawan is really good, but there's a fall off after that. So it's like if you have some good uncommons to go with him, like Stinger Mantis is a fantastic 5-drop. So like if you can line some of that up, it's definitely nice. But
but like even just like having like Secret of Sage and Night Sister Warrior and like Shatterpoint, all the like the good mid-range cards. Like blue is definitely better in that deck, but like you said, there is the upside of you open 2 or 3 Youngling Padawan and you're like, oh, okay, this is a good pool.
One thing I do want to add too is that the Third Sister and Cal Kestis can kind of function like Avar Chris, where if your pool is lacking on force payoffs or force enablers, if especially Cal, it's like you've got a bunch of like N1 Starfighters that are your turn 1 plays, but no good early force units. Cal can be your enabler to turn on Shatterpoint when you've got like no good force units in the early turns. So there's like an additional benefit to those two, where it's like you don't have to care about the force to play those leaders effectively.
Yep. It's another upside of Snoke is that like of all of the leaders here, he's the one that doesn't care about the force the most, other than like Kylo, I guess. But that when you have those pools where you get bricked up and you don't have like the early force units, you're just like, okay, like I'll play Snoke and my spaceships and I'll be fine with it. Yeah. Another one is Ahsoka. I don't think she cares about the force that much. You want to use her ability every so often if you have like a random Jedi Guardian or something that you want to sentinel up, but I think for the most part she can function without the force for a good chunk of the game.
All right. So seems like a good place to start with the leaders. So let's build a pool.
Cool.
I was fortunate putting that visual together this morning when I was like, oh, I have a stack of leaders. How quickly can I find 16 of them? And it's like, wow, I found those. That was like 2 minutes of work to do that because I'm like a very visual person. So I was like, that's helpful for me to talk about that. So one thing I definitely had to put some respect on playing the Rochester PQ is that 30 minutes is not actually that much to build a deck. And you get a little spoiled at pre-release with that, but like once you're like writing it, when you're writing down your opponent's pool and handing it over, there's sort of this mental break where you forget what's in your pool.
Yeah.
And I found it a little bit difficult to switch back to be like, okay, I'm building this now. I'm thinking about my cards. So trying to keep that in mind while we're putting the list together is going to be pretty important. So
it's also easier to just like try not to think about your opponent's pool and just like look at them like as you're writing them down and not like trying to figure out like what they're building or anything. But
just
like they don't matter to me. Like I'm opening my pool and like then you're opening your pool and we're putting them together. Like I'm thinking about my pool while I'm writing yours down.
Yeah. And that's hard for somebody like me who's a chatterbox by nature and like making conversation the whole way. And I'm like, no, you actually need to like not talk to them. All right. So we got a Kanan here for a leader. So I'm kind of recording with this as the top and the bottom. So I'm going to kind of try to present and sort these cards in that way. So we're going to have our leaders over here. And feel free to just shout anything out as we open it up here. So far, relatively unexciting, but then you literally open like one Drain Essence and you're like, oh my god, we're so back. Priestesses is insane. Like, okay, so, Inquisitor's Lightsaber, Drain Essence, Priestesses, like, we're already looking at like a good way to be blue-black villainy if we want to.
That is so cute. I would never like build a deck because of it, but like, I wouldn't let myself leave it out of my deck, but...
Yeah, like, again, the games do go long. So there are, like, I lost to a Bendu out of a Talzin Red at the PQ where they just, like, slammed that after a while. It's like, I'm just dead.
Some games go long. Some of them are pretty quick, but...
we got a Third Sister. Let me move this down a little bit, get this more in camera. And we'll keep an eye on the lighting right now. Because I turned on the overhead light. It was a little too reflective on this, but the sun's also going down outside. So we'll see how this goes. Sand Trooper Cavalry, a card that in spoiler season I had no respect for, and then in practice was actually just like fine. Yeah. Not an insane card, but like a totally playable one to include in your deck, and not one that I was thinking about it so much at the start. Jedi in Hiding is fine. Following the Path, Dog Water.
Yeah. This is a very good card if you get the right pull for it.
Yeah. Not Cal, but like that is a card where it's like, all right, if you open like 3 of those, I would consider Kit Fisto. But like that's the kind of thing where you got to start there. Protect the Pod, Utterly Insane.
Might be like a top 5 card in the format.
Savage Press. I don't know about that one.
I love him.
Shin Hati, awesome.
Yeah.
Premonition of Doom, one of the worst rares, I think.
Yeah.
And a Jedi Starfighter is not bad here. So,
Pool's not going great, but
not going great.
You give me a Towson or a Snoke, and I think I'm like starting to rebound. Like this pool looks fine.
Yeah. Also, there's absolutely nothing you did to prompt this, but I forgot to mention it earlier. I do try not to swear at all during these videos.
Cool.
Just because it costs me nothing. Nihil Marauder, like the best yellow villainy common.
Yeah,
I think.
for sure.
Vulptex, Will of the Force is just an acceptable tempo card. In the Shadows, in the running for the worst card in the format.
One? Yeah, it's terrible.
The Go Into Hiding, I think, is the absolute worst. Loth Wolf is what we need here to open up the Kanan to start looking good.
And if you have a pool with 2 or 3 Loth Wolves and a Kanan, like, I'm not even thinking about anything else. Like, it's so good.
And now we've got a Torrent Tech to go with our Kanan. Like, and some Tauntauns are not exciting, but they're acceptable.
I'm, like, pretty excited about this Kanan green deck, but, like, then you'll open an old Daka and, like...
Yeah, but then there's a Gunji, too, and you're like, and then we're so back, right?
Yeah.
Sith Legionnaire, Jedi Trials is the rare, which is...
Can we open a good rare, please?
I don't hate that on specifically Cal Kestis, but literally anywhere else, and I'd rather not.
Yeah.
And it's not like a reason to go Cal; it's a consolation prize for Cal. Ahsoka as our next leader, charging Thilak. I remember watching Woo's video on Sealed and him being super high on that card, and that's one where I've come lower and lower as the format has gone on. It's not. I think of it more on the caliber of Sand Trooper Cavalry, right? Where, like, I'm not going to not put this in my yellow decks, but this isn't a draw to the color for me.
Yeah, no, but I'm pretty happy about it. Like, I like almost anything that is ambush.
That's true. Bolstered Endurance is sneakily a fantastic card.
Yeah, that card's decent. We're starting to get a couple more spaceships, and then again another Exegol Patroller. We're like a red-green Snoke deck. Oh, and then we opened a chart. Never mind.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to blue.
Vinny, my friend Vinny.
That's a very good card in the Snoke deck, too.
Yeah.
Battle Fury's a good card. Mind
Trick, pretty bad. Venestra Rouault is an interesting one, but then we would be wanting to pair like Gunji with that, and none of our leaders do that so far. So it's like
that would, like an Obi-Wan yellow deck would look good with that.
Yes,
but like we don't have the pull for that yet.
Yeah, we're not even particularly close to that. There's a Cal. So our leaders are really medium here, aside from this Kanan. Medical Frigate Lothcat is nice with Kanan.
Playable, yeah.
Fallen Jedi is fantastic. Banking Clan Shuttle. Acolyte of the Beyond's a nice one.
Yep.
Village Tender, kind of missed the part where you're supposed to play that with Rey. Drain Essence. Wampa. Always hate to open a Following the Path. This card just bothers me.
It's unplayable.
Aura Sing's pretty gnarly. Yeah. We do have an Ezra, so we're like...
Okay, no, Arcane deck.
Yeah, Arcane.
We're playing Canon.
Nimian Strike. My boy Darth Malik that I played earlier today. He's not really good. I mean, he's a 4/7 for 5. So like that stat line,
no.
you could do worse. 4/7 force for 5.
Yeah.
Duplicate Third Sister here is really ugly. So aside from Kanan, we're kind of saved by Kanan here in our pool.
I mean, I like Third Sister as well,
but I don't feel like Third Sister is what this pool is trying to do.
Yeah. But like a Third Sister yellow deck, like we have good like yellow mid-range cards, or like good like yellow aggressive cards.
Yeah, that is true.
But
yeah, maybe that's not. Maybe I'm too harsh there. Okay, second Torrent Tech.
Yeah,
we are Itinerant Warrior. This isn't a conversation for Kanan Green anymore.
I think our turn 1.
I forgot Time of Crisis existed. Youngling Padawan, Xi'an Flurry.
I think the easiest thing to look at first is blue-green hero.
All right, so
I'm just hoping we have enough turn 1 plays.
Yeah, so let's start with this. Let me get all these villainy cards in a pile.
Like, even like a
I guess
Rampage in this creatures deck is like cute.
None of these cards were particular.
Daka's good, but you don't have.
Do you splash Daka for 7? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Inquisitor's Lightsaber, you might splash.
You might, yeah.
And then yellow and red neutral, we can probably pull apart because I don't think there's anything that exciting in there. No, some Charging Philax, Will of the Force, Tip the Scale. I don't think you ever play in limited, but
I could see playing this Lightsaber for 4. Because it goes on Kanan, right? Kanan the Jedi.
yes.
Yeah.
Force Jedi Rebel. Because some of them it's tough because there are a lot of Force users that aren't Jedi, and so it's easy to get that mixed up in this set.
Yeah. And then here, like, not really. Like, there's a world where you'd splash a Venestra or something, but like,
we can take a look at it.
Yeah,
As far as leaders go, I feel like maybe there's a third sister deck, but Anakin, Ahsoka, and Cal Kestis, I don't think these are what this pool is doing. So we were thinking Kanan green here. All right, so
it's like these cards are bad. I'm looking at like good cards and then like bad cards in the colors.
Is
playable.
Tauntaun good?
It's playable.
It's probably
sure.
playable with Kanan specifically. Yeah. Bolstered Endurance. Cure Wounds I'm not interested in. Okay, 3 Tauntauns is not it, though. I like a Long Beam Cruiser. Vulptex is probably pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a good card.
And then, Loth Wolf, Ezra. Jedi Trials, probably not. We don't have a ton of...
To be honest, I don't even know what that card does. I just know it's bad. Give an experience token to this unit. It's like, whatever.
It's pretty whatever. It's kind of like you have to be attacking to be getting value out of it.
Like, if I need an extra card, I'd play this like as my next man up, but like... I'm not excited to put that in the deck.
It's in the bottom 3 of a deck for sure.
Yeah. But what I'm looking at now is like our early curve is okay. We have 5 turn 1 plays. Okay, we're fine. Right?
Do you have a magic number in mind for that?
I like 5 to 7, but like I'm usually like hamstrung to like 3 to 5, and 3 is aggressively low.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 is like the Talzin deck where I play a couple Drain Essence. But
makes sense. I'm not looking at these Cure Wounds. I kind of refuse to believe that card is playable.
Yeah.
Similarly following the path Village Tender, like I'm not. People were trying to sell me on Nemean Strike. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's a card I'm willing to look at least.
Then we can leave it over here for now. This is not a Pelimoto deck.
No, definitely.
There are good Pelimoto decks out there. This is not them.
Not huge on the Monkey or the Porg. I like Curious Flock enough as like a 30th card.
I'm always playing a Curious Flock.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's a nice curve filler.
Like if my pool is insane, it's not something you'd have to do. But like I'm just thinking like in general, I'm always going to end up where like this is better than a splash.
Yeah.
So does the Monkey Lizard move for you because we're Kanan?
Kinda, but like not really. I don't know. I kind of hate the card.
Okay.
I mean, like
I don't have a strong feeling.
It has ambush.
Yeah.
So that's like the closest you'd get to me saying nice things about it. Move these down. Move this down.
Would you play 2 Hyperspace Wayfarer?
I
like Long Beam Cruiser quite a bit more than it, and I feel sketched out having 2 Long Beam Cruisers. I always get kind of burned on those for whatever reason.
I'm with you. I think I'd probably play like 3 of those at most. But I think it's important to look to see at your pool first to kind of see if you have enough cards to have the luxury of cutting things.
That's fair. That is fair.
So I kind of did like a
magic
ground space, any kind of.
That's funny. That's exactly what I do. Yeah. Not ground units, space units, non-units.
Yeah. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're like quite a few cards short.
So Kawaki and Monkey Lizard, you've got a job.
I guess. Yeah.
Inquisitor's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Knight Saber, you got a job. Jedi Trials. I don't feel like we're quite there on Nimian Strike and Vernestra splashes.
Not really.
For this.
No. I mean, Vernestra, we have like 3, 4, 5, 6 units to turn it on, plus Kanan. So maybe it's a good enough finisher, but like if there's something else in that pile that looks close to reasonable.
Nothing else that's not a splash. And then on the splash... What do you even do? Each player chooses a unit they control, deal 3 damage to each unit, not just... No, I'm not playing that card.
Nope.
Don't look at it, William. Don't do it. Oh, goodness.
Things I won't be putting in my deck for $100, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, we're actually down that bad.
So 6, 10, 12... 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Like,
I guess...
28, 29, like...
I guess these are in, and...
Will of the
How
Force.
many... Oh yeah, Will of the Force, probably not bad, actually, yeah.
That's what, like, 1 looks like?
Second Will of the Force comes in over Nimian Strike for me, I think.
I agree.
That's a good call on that one. Would you put Pelimoto in as an additional 2-drop? We don't really have any...
I don't think you need it.
We have 0 droids and 3 vehicles, so that's pretty rough.
Yeah, we have 6 turn on play. Like, ideally 5, because I don't want to play...
Yeah, we're not looking to play Monkey Lizard. It's never trading into anything. It's always just mopping up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or if you play it on turn 2 where you don't ambush and then you just put a shield on it, that's like not...
Yeah.
Embarrassing, I guess.
I'm a little embarrassed, but like, it's a legal play.
Yeah.
And then they Talzin it, and then you cry and flip the table. And
Right, yeah, I forgot about that part, as always. I literally emphasized this so much in the intro and then immediately forget myself.
Yeah. So, like, this pool has a really good, like, your nut draws are very strong. Is when you, like, start good turn 1 play into Ezra, into Shura, into Taranta Tech. Like, you're going to win those games. But we splashed a lot here, which is going to hurt. Is like, we're going to run into a spot where you're going to draw mid, and your mid draws aren't very playable.
Yeah. This is a lot of splash cards.
Yeah.
4 is a lot.
Yeah.
Or
it's even 5.
5,
yeah.
5, yeah.
But
how do you feel about Medical Frigate as a card? Obviously not on the chopping block here, but like I've had some games where it really pops off and other games where it's just a little too embarrassing, but it's also one of the few like mid-game space plays that feels appropriately on rate where, you're not as big as the long beam cruiser yet, but you can actually get in against the strike ships and start to handle it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd play it. I don't know if I'd ever be like super thrilled about it, but it's not a card that I immediately take out of my deck. Like, I'll put it in this pile, and then if I have 32, 33 cards, maybe that's one of the ones that starts to come out, but it's not like an immediate, like, I'm not playing this card. It does its job well enough. A lot of limited is trading and, like, unit combat. So, Medical Frigate's good enough at cleaning up some of that unit combat and giving you some positive trades.
All right.
Did we have any other decks in that pool? There was like
Third Sister Yellow, I thought was, or yeah, because we had like the Nine Marauders. Yeah. We had that fat stack there. That was kind of interesting.
That was good cards, yeah.
Acolyte, Battle Fury, Savage, HK, Fallen Jedi. You play Malik for sure.
Oh yeah. Even though she's not Sith.
Sure, we'll throw a Bendu in there. I was watching, I think it was in Texas. I think it was Sea Raptor was doing coverage of that. And I saw the top 8 draft had a Kit Fisto yellow player. which that's how I know Kit Fisto was bad, because I watched that draft and that Kit Fisto player, or his deck, was insane. Got completely rolled by an average Talisman deck. And it was just like, oh. But I watched him third pick a Nataru Onslaught, and I was like, the card is like not even much on my radar. So I wasn't sure of like, am I missing something there, or I don't know. And I don't feel like I'm actually missing too much there, but it's a non-zero. I guess this has I guess 1, 2, 3, 4 vehicles. So like Pelimoto is like an acceptable 2-drop in some hands. But this is really lacking on 2-drops. We've got Acolyte, Strike Ship, Lothcat, Pelimoto.
And I don't even want to play Lothcat as a 2-drop.
No, you do not. Not in the Talisman format. And yeah, Monkey Lizard's not coming in over there. So I think that's pretty...
I think there's a case to be made.
Yes.
Because this deck has some mid-draws. At least you have a lot of cards on color over there, but...
And those are other 2-drops that the other colors offer you, but that's also the extent of our green villainy, is these 2-drops. So that's probably...
like, if we had a Snoke, those are my 2 favorite 2-drops for Snoke.
Vinny and Exegol. I know it's not Vinny, but whatever. I've got a small 8 brain. Yeah, and these Drain Essences are like they're not great outside of Talisman. They're insane in Talisman, but outside of it, they're just kind of okay, I find.
Yeah. This deck itself looks fine. It's going to be a hard convince to tell me that this deck would like day 2. But if you just like draw your good cards all day, there's a world where you can do it, but doing that through 9 rounds sounds difficult.
Yeah, but I mean, 9 rounds is going to be tough. For anybody. Any deck's going to struggle.
I mean, if you have like the perfect Talisman deck or perfect Snoke deck, you'd play 15 rounds and not care. But
yeah, that's
like my Steel deck at Rochester. I could have played 15 rounds, and I just been like, all right, cool, let's keep playing.
So let's see if I stole these Will of the Forces. This is 27 right here. Curious Flock, 28.
And then it's like
29.
Probably 30.
Is Unleash Rage good in your mind? Sheehan Flurry. I don't know about Sheehan Flurry.
I don't really like it. I mean, like, I want it with Vader, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's ambitious on Bendu.
I think you also counted
6,
the Acolyte, which isn't a Force unit.
You might be right on that. It is similar, but not.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, I guess Unleash.
It's
Fury as your last,
like Unleash or Protect the Pod or Venestra is like your 3 choices.
Yeah.
Because I'm fine with Venestra as an aggro.
Yeah, you can probably cut Bendu in this case then.
Yeah, because we're playing an aggro deck, and you can probably play Unleash and one of these 2.
I've kind of bungled it now.
It's okay.
The exact, there's the Jedi hiding back here. This is 30 right here, so we'd be looking at how do we...
I actually think we should center this deck. I kind of like it a little bit, and like look at it.
Yeah. We spent enough time looking at it. Let's not have this tucked in the corner.
Yeah. Like if it was a quick thought experiment, like we could have.
Yeah, no, but this is actually a productive line of thinking. So, I kind of think of Curious Flock as like a 4 and up.
Yep.
I don't really want to play it on 3 for 3, but as a 4 for 4, as a curve filler, I'm like pretty pleased with it at that angle.
That's fine.
Making sure to get as much snap action as possible with the cards. Really, really lay them onto the table. That's what that is part of the, not warm up for testing the mic, but making sure that everything's good. It's like I want to get some good table snaps or card snaps on the microphone.
I think I like this.
This actually looks
considerably
pretty
more.
legit.
No, that's correct.
Like, Battle Fury does so much to salvage, like, literally any draw. These 3 drops, we've got some real density in here. It's that those turn 1 plays you're going to be hard mulliganing for.
But we have 4 of them. Like, just
Well,
hard
5.
mulligan.
No, we got 5.
Not
Well, yeah,
really.
Pelimoto. We've got
It's
3.
Like 3. I'm okay playing Pelimoto.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cry about it. LOF Cat, I'm pretty not okay. But
Yeah. I mean, I suppose Curious Flock is as much a turn 1 play as LOF Cat is.
yes, it's even a
quite
little better.
literally.
It doesn't get Townsend. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I actually like this deck quite a bit more, actually.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 1
I
cut to
don't
make
even
here.
think you counted this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32.
Okay. You are correct.
So we get 2 cuts.
Let's... Saber's... Giving 3 more health to Third Sister is, like, pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think we can lose the Vernestra.
Yeah.
That's a pretty weak...
Yeah, I think that's...
we get 5 here, even though we do have the force to support it.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely on the more aggressive end. Would you cut the HK 87 Assassin Droid?
I can be fine with that, yeah. You want to be playing, like a 3 and a 2 on your 5 turn? Yeah, this deck looks pretty good, actually. I think this is what I would play. Which sucks, because our blue-green pool was so good.
Yeah,
But
and
it
that's
just wasn't
like
deep.
that's definitely sexier, right? Like, you're doing more cool things with your leader, and like Third Sister has sort of that issue where like you're never gonna like open a pool where you're like, wow, look at Third Sister.
Yeah.
Like, she's always just gonna be like, yeah, it's fine. You're gonna open Talzin pools where you're like, oh my god, look at all these Strain Essences, look at all these Assassins. Like, Third Sister doesn't have the kind of like high synergies to really ever make you look at it that way, but she's very reliable.
Yep.
So
Cool.
All right.
Do you, if you want to keep this aside as a deck, or if you just want to build another pool? I don't care.
let's build another pool. We could maybe, we'll see which one of those we might want to have as like interesting games versus each other. But I've got this at a right angle that'll indicate the cards that are in the Canaan pool, and then that over there. So if you want to open the next one and kind of, I sort of did that in the way that I like to visualize the sealed pool at first of sorting by aspect and heroism villainy, but
That's how I go for it.
that's not the only way to skin a cat. Choosing the worst possible analogy I could for that.
So we're starting off with Ahsoka, which means we have at least a playable leader. I like Jedi Sentinel. Grappling Guardian is a playable card. Oh, yep.
Sorry, the top cuts off a little bit on the right here.
You're good. So let's do that. And then this Thrall is fine.
I'm scarred by Thralls of the Coven because like there's some draws where you're like, oh my god, 6 power on 5, let's go. And then it gets hit by Talzin's Assassin or Whirlwind of Power, and then just gets eaten up by 4 power worth of units, and I'm like, why did I register this card at all? Okay, we've already got Shatterpoint,
And
Talzin's Assassin.
Yeah.
I like playing Talzin's Assassin for 6 in Heroism.
Yep.
I imagine that's not a hot take.
No, I think I've considered it for 8 in a pool before. I don't think I ended up playing it, but
Yeah.
I think I at least thought. Snoke. I'm very happy that we have a Snoke now. Going through, I like Mysterious Hermit if I'm going to play yellow.
Yep. Ravening Gundark, not sexy, but just gets into every deck.
Yep. Jedi in Hiding's good. Yep. Big fan of the Paladin ship. Bolstered is fine. Jedi Knight's good.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a curve filler.
Yeah, but you never hate to have a hype defense one.
Yep. What did I do here? Oh, all of those should be up there. Yep.
Itinerant Warrior for 6 in Villainy is also something I'm pretty happy with, especially in like Snoke, where you're don't have a ton of outlets for your Force token. Itinerant Warrior is a great use.
Yep. Not super high on this card. It's like fine. BD1, not usually going to play it. A rare base is terrible. And then Scythe is fine. Or Scimitar.
It's interesting. That's like a whole other discussion, but the rare bases, it's funny how much of a massive difference there is where you've got like the Twilight rare bases. None of them are particularly... All right, we got the Talisman. It's game over, folks. Like Spark of Rebellion and Jump to Lightspeed. Jump to Lightspeed is the one with Data Vault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those rare bases, like Colossus, those are going to be... Second Talisman Assassin, oh my god. Protect the Pod. All right, we're done here. Those bases are incredible. And then you've got like the rare Force bases and the Twilight of the Republic bases. Garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Droid Manufacturer more than almost anybody, but like, I know it's garbage. Kylo's a fantastic early play mod. Yeah, like this is just an incredible sequence early on.
And then a hyperspace foil port.
Not even a curious swap for just the port.
So the pool's looking good so far. I guess here's our second Snoke.
Yeah.
Is like... It feels pretty spread out. I'm happy to pull a Gifted Urchin. I think that's a good card in Talzin decks. This is a good card in Snoke decks. Another good card in Snoke decks. We have like some really strong hero cards like these, and like these are very good. Itinerant Warrior, but when you have Talzin's Assassin, it's hard to just not go there. Witch of the Mist is a reasonable turn 1 play in Talzin decks. This card... You'll play it and won't be upset about it. Oh, Yep. Okay. Dooku, a Grand Inquisitor, and an Anakin. Holy. Okay.
Oh my.
Yeah. No. I think we're figured it out.
Talzin Red it is.
Yeah.
Because Purge Troopers also are really exciting.
Yeah.
And 2 Grappling Guardians are not like. You might not want those in your main deck, but that's like a really nice sideboard card to have because. I feel like there's a significant number of limited games that get resolved where somebody just goes, okay, we trade back and forth, play Trident Assault Ship, just kill you with it. Yeah. Same with Long Beam Cruiser, Blue Squadron Assault Wing, or whatever this one is. Well, I actually had the name right. I played too much of this. So, like, Grappling Guardian's nice to have in your pool. But whether it's a bit more matchup dependent.
We're going to need to get going on some of those turn 1 plays, though, is we're a little low.
So Guardian of the Wills is a tough way to do it.
And as I say that, here's a Karis. Great. And an 8th brother. Wow, we might be going blue-green and just like... Oh, I don't know. And then a Mace. Okay, this pool's great. There's probably 2 or 3 different decks in this pool.
Yeah, Mace, you're probably okay playing 8-4.
In Sealed, I think I'd play him. In Draft, I think I'd be a little more hard-pressed to play him. I think
I can buy that.
Draft's a little faster because your decks are a little more optimized. Gungan Warriors are fine card if you have the deck for them.
Absolutely.
Ascension Cable's pretty good. This is just a good filler. Like, I'll play that.
Yeah. I mean, this is the same kind of vein as Trident Assault Ship. You just, like, trade back and forth, throw him down, and then just be like, figure it out.
I like this card quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Hunting Nexus is a good curve filler. Point Rain Reclaimer. Never too happy about that. Secret of Sage. There we go.
Like the best common, I think.
In the argument. 3 lessons. Watto's a very good card in the right deck. Star Compass.
You really schooled me on Watto at one of the pre-releases. Where I was just like, all right, I guess you get to just draw.
So I think
this is a really tough one to dig in. This is one that I'd hate to... This is where I hate to be set up for 30 minutes. Because I'm like, how do you figure this out in 30 minutes by yourself? Like...
Yeah.
The most optimal build. You can get a functional deck out of this pool, no problem, in 5 minutes. Just grabbing a combination of Talzin cards. But the best is a complicated.
I don't think there's like almost any argument to play hero unless you want to play like some weird like yellow-red hero deck.
But then that's Kit Fisto.
Yeah.
And that's just a no-go. So it's like, it's Ahsoka, if anything. And then Ahsoka, these are nice ones. Well, Triple Jedi Sentinel's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Stinger Mantis, so it would be Ahsoka,
Ahsoka yellow.
Yellow, if anything.
We have like a Secret of Sage, which is like some good early blue for that deck.
Loth Wolf as well.
Yeah.
The Mysterious Hermit there is not bad.
Yeah, it's a good card.
I wouldn't hate Ahsoka yellow in this. I don't think green is really any particular consideration. I didn't think there was anything too exciting over here for a heroism deck.
Protector Pod's your best card.
A couple Tridents. Maz Kanata's nice.
Yeah.
Zagoyan Master I like
Yes.
more in the heroism. Well,
I like
it's just a fine card.
It's
Most things. Don't even really think about the math. Like, you're just kind of naturally going to have enough force units, and you also just don't really care.
Yeah.
If you brick on, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You still got a 5/5 for 5. But yeah, none of this would be like, wow, let's build Ahsoka green.
Yeah.
So that's...
But now I think there's an argument where you don't even look at your yellow cards because like they're good enough, but only if you're playing hero, and we decided we're not going to.
Mm-hmm.
Where you then have to figure out which 2 colors of these 3 are you playing because they're all very good. Like, I think you're hedging blue because you have Talzin's Assassins and a Karis and a Secret of Sage and like some of that. But then are you going Talzin and going red? Are you going Snoke and going green, or are you going Talzin and you're going green? It's
So
a weird
I feel
choice.
like these are sort of your main draws to green here are going to be Maz Kanata, Dagoyan Master, Protect the Pod,
Yep.
Temple, and then Eighth Brother.
Eighth Brother is insane.
I feel like those 5 are really what's drawing you there, as opposed to red.
If you're playing Snoke, I also am very excited to play Exo Controllers.
Yes.
If I'm not playing Snoke, it's kind of whatever.
I feel like I'm interested in Talzin here. These 3 are cards I'm really invested in playing.
Yeah.
And I think Jedi in Hiding as well.
Jedi in Hiding is so good. That's what would draw me that way as well.
So that's actually like pretty interesting here, where you've got like 5 really exciting red cards, 5 really exciting green cards for a Talzin deck.
Yeah. Or you can just play red-green and play Snoke. That's an option as well.
I'm not putting away an Anakin, a Shatterpoint, and 2
Yeah.
Talzin's Assassin. I can't. I don't have that dog in me.
Dog.
Yeah, I quite literally don't have that one in me. I'm not. I don't think Doom is something we're interested in here. Gifted Urchin is a really nice one to.
Yeah. All right, so let's build red-blue first. Then we can take a look at it and then go to red-green.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. That's a really important thing to say here too. We're doing this for practice. Let's look at both of them. We don't
I do
need
that
to.
anyway.
Yeah, like that's just a healthy thing to be doing here.
I'll build the deck, I'll take out my phone, hold it high so I can see the entire thing, take a picture, build the other deck, and then like look at this deck versus the picture on my phone and go, okay, there's this in this curve, and then like this curve looks better, but like I have much more upside here.
So for anybody watching, I would just say check with the judge about that.
I guess that's fair.
Because I asked at the Rochester PQ to do that, and they had to talk for a few minutes to come up with an answer.
Did they say it was legal or illegal?
They said it was legal.
Okay.
So it's like the answer was yes, but I'm just throwing it out as like a little bit of caution that like it might be a conversation piece, so to speak.
There's also a card I'm interested in. I want to have like one of these in my deck usually.
Oh, Last Words is super playable.
Yeah, pretty good.
Kawaki and Monkey Lizard.
Nah,
Not really a factor for any of these decks. We can comfortably put him in the away pile. Oh, this is...
Yeah, it's away. Those are kind of playable away.
Yeah, let me just move these tokens out the way. Sure. Because I had that here for like the gameplay portion, and that's not what's happening right now. Later.
I wouldn't play any of these, obviously, and then I don't think any of these were splashable. No. Like the daughter, I guess, if you want to really get aggressive, but... Alright, so the red... Here's all this green stuff.
Green stuff is for down the road.
Yep.
So any of these heroism cards, does the needle move for you having access to Anakin? Like, is 4-mana Loth Wolf
It might
appealing to you?
Not super appealing, but I would consider it.
Okay.
I liked the 4-mana Heirloom that I played in top 4. I was pretty happy to play that card, and it got some good work, but otherwise, I'm also not excited to play that card.
Yeah, not for Talzin.
No. Not super excited by this card either, but it's here for now until I'm legally allowed to make cuts.
Compare that to Medical Frigate, and you're just kind of like,
yeah,
don't really want to do that. This is stacked 3s.
That's a thing we're legally allowed to do. This is what I've been finding in this format, is I just end up with a stack of 3s.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good 3s in this format. Anakin's real good. I don't think it's busted.
No. It's I kind of value it. Well, I was gonna say I value it like another Talzin's Assassin.
Yeah,
which is to say it's really good, but it's not like.
But when you're paying 6 mana for it, it's not wow, I just won the game.
Yeah, it's...
When I did get someone and I forked and killed both their guys, I did just win the game. But
Yeah. Forked Anakin is busted.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Wow, I get to cut cards. This is awesome.
I feel like Scimitar is one of the earliest cuts here.
Yep, I'm okay with that. Kind of?
Yeah,
playable.
I kind of like this over Hunting Nexu.
Yeah,
because fine. I found, in general, things are, interactive enough that, I'm not frequently having multiple units on board.
We do a lot of, early red units, but I'm okay not playing.
That's true. Our 3s are stacked for that. Actually, that's a much closer conversation. I think you cut a Grappling Guard. I don't think we want both here.
I think I'd cut a Grappling Guardian and a Mace, because, this looks like an aggro deck.
Yeah, we're just mid-ranging. We don't need to, hard control.
No. Yeah. Is this...
That's, the curve of Purge Trooper into Talzin's Assassin is just, so clean. It's efficient.
This deck is a gift from God, and you're going 8-1.
I felt that doing some practice too, where I opened an Anakin and Darth Vader Twilight of the Apprentice in the same pool, and I'm just I feel so stupid for doing this now.
Yeah.
It's why am I not opening these packs? But also, it's I'm learning nothing from these games, because I'm just Lamau.
Wow,
yeah.
Anakin.
Yeah, wow, Talzin's Assassin into Anakin. What? How fun to learn with that. And that's kind of some of the awkward. And it's funny, this actually mimics your top 8 draft too, where you've got the GI and Anakin in that same pool.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
That was a gift of a GI too. I came 4th pick or something. I was all right, fine.
Yeah.
They just weren't playing red.
And that's kind of where I mean, draft, it is more powerful, but it's also you're so restricted.
Yeah.
That as a result of that table, you and Jeff got the hookup on some certain things, but again, there is somebody that ended up at Cal Kestis there. I don't know what their choice or line of thought was that ended them up there, but I have to imagine not all of that was by their design.
Yeah.
So
no, I think
it's really interesting.
You're talking about the guy sitting next to Jeff.
I didn't actually watch the draft. I just saw the games in progress afterwards. So I had your guys' testimony. I was eating chicken tendies at the time.
Sure. Yeah, that was Kralo. I think he'd have been happy. I think he should have moved into villain if at all possible, because everyone to his right, which he's getting 2 packs from, would have been... They were all hero, and pretty strong hero. So if he moved into villain, he could have done what Jeff did, but a seat closer. But either way, it's whatever. But this deck looks great.
Yeah, and we could argue, or not argue, but we could talk about Hunting Nexu versus Awakened Spectre.
Yeah,
I feel the density of 3s here actually makes Hunting Nexu better.
Yeah,
but
especially with this guy who's hidden.
Yeah, going to live. I'm always just scared of this card in the Secretive Sage format.
Yeah,
I really don't. Actually, would you consider cutting one of these for the Awakened?
Yeah, sure. Yes, that's true in the Secret Sage format, but we're also the Talzin deck, so we can shrink that Sage to a 1/1 and kind of protect our guy.
True. How do you feel about Guardian of the Wills on the whole? Is that,
I mean, I hate it, but like,
but so like we've got 6 other 2-drops. Do you cut that at some point?
we have 5 2-drops that I want to play on turn 1. I don't want to play this on turn 1. This is to snipe out your Inquisitor's lightsaber, or yeah, non-unique. But I think I would play it and just be upset when I'm on the draw and they start Secret Sage. But like, you start the game and play this.
Mm-hmm.
They do whatever. You attack and get your force at least, and you're gonna like maybe you're a little bit behind because their turn 1 play was better than yours, but it's not the end of the world. Where if you go second, it's really bad, and I would probably mulligan hands with it. But
Yeah, and that's information you do have.
Yeah.
So like that is, I guess that's you have the power to do something about that. I do like that we've got a nice, powerful start here where we can go Guardian of the Wills into Bolstered Endurance or Witch into Bolstered, and it's not busted, but you're starting the game off with like a very stable board presence to start chipping away at their force units.
yeah, like in that start, like that mitigates the upside or the downside of Guardian of the Wills. If you have the Bolstered Endurance start, like this is your best start. It's a 3/6, right? 3/5. Yeah, that's insane. You're getting turn 2 worth of stats on turn 1.
Mm-hmm. And like the game's going to go long enough, you can make up for that card advantage in the long haul by just drawing 2 a turn.
Yeah. Where did our green cards end up? Just
to look. I think that's all in your pile over there, and this has some of
them.
This has the. Nope, actually,
No,
I
I
think
have the yellow.
Okay, yeah, it's all here then. So let's take a look at Snokered, I believe was the other one you were considering, not Snoke.
No, I was looking at blue-green.
Oh, okay. So let's get these red cards out of here. I'm not gonna lie, Snokered has just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I've had some poor luck with it in testing, and at like the pre-releases where I felt like I had, or some of the drafts where I felt like I had reasonable decks, and then it was just kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
So, obviously, like, unironically, skill issue, but, thank you. But it was still, like, I'm still, like, just a little scared sometimes. Like, I've had games where I tried to play a strike ship, and then it's like, oh, there's the N1 Starfighter. Word. It's like, I'm on the draw. Awesome. And obviously you can just like choose to mulligan those kinds of hands, which is perhaps the better thing to do. Where'd that other Grappling Guardian end up? So I feel like Snoke's a little bit more interested in that.
Probably end up over here. Yeah.
It's at least worth talking about here.
Yeah. This deck looks worse. Considerably worse. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26, 27, 28-ish.
So then what are we looking at? This we can Trooper for 5 is not. There are worse things to do with your time and money.
Yeah.
But I think
having a Shatterpoint and Protect the Pod is so hot.
But I think our 3-drops are so much worse here.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, you're happy to play a Hive Defense Wing.
Yeah.
2 of them you start to feel a bit bad about, and aside from Maz here, nothing is like really proactive on this, which makes me scared.
Yeah, no, I think I like the red deck a lot better. I think this was worth the exercise of looking at the green deck.
100%,
but
100%.
I think it was quick enough that we just go,
Yeah.
Like, this is what's drawing me here, and it didn't get there enough. Like, this, and this are, like, 3 cards I'm, like, super excited to play.
Were we splashing the Protect the Pod in the red list?
Oh, we probably should have.
We probably should have.
In either case, like, you can cut another piece of top end or whatever. Like,
yeah, you can cut the Grappling Guardian for the Protect the Pod, probably.
That's probably fine.
All right, so
These go over here. Let me grab all of these blue cards to go with that. How are you feeling? Do you want to play a game with some of these, or do you want to look at another pool?
I don't care. I mean, that's up to you. I don't think we really have two even pools, so I'm not sure the games would be great. But if you want to do them, I'm happy enough to do them.
Let's do one more pool, because I felt like this is pretty productive.
Yeah.
And for the time being, the light looks okay. It feels like it's starting to get dark in the room, but then I'm like looking at the recording, it's like, it's actually fine.
That's pretty good.
So, we'll keep an eye on that.
All right, one more pool. Hopefully we get, a showcase or something.
Yeah, something exciting for the clickbait here.
I mean, Anakin's exciting. It's like a $30 card. But...
Yeah, it's true.
So, starting out with the Kit Fisto, it's pretty bad.
Kit Fisto and the Banking Clan Shuttle is just already like, whew, not too excited about that. But these two together, that's not... We're okay with that.
Yeah.
Ascension Cable is a really impressive card.
Yes.
Saboteur, pretty relevant. Something that your teammate taught me a good lesson in at the first event pre-release I went to. Eric, he played Kanan Green, I think.
Probably.
It was Kanan something, but he had a Loth Wolf that was just absolutely massive, and I was playing an Avar Chris Red deck. Oh my lord. I played Avar Chris Red and I realized, I can't actually deal with a large shielded unit in any way, shape, or form. There's just, Kit Fisto with Saboteur is it. So, a splashed Ascension Cable would have actually been, enough to try to get that ball rolling at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah. The end of what you got into there was crazy. Knight of Ren and Craving Power, absolutely insane. Plo Koon and Qui-Gon Jinn are really nice top-end threats. For a Heroism deck. So if we're talking Ahsoka Yellow, these are the kind, with this Whirlwind of Power, Ascension Cable, that's the kind of stuff that really ties the room together.
Yep.
N1 Starfighter, yeah.
It's a playable card.
There's a not bad Heroism aggro deck here. Tusken Tracker is one of your better yellow commons.
Yep.
Consumed by the Dark Side's been impressive too. You do get a Splinter Twin situation with this and the Sand Trooper Cavalry. To just have a massive threat out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, it's you literally win. You can't prove it.
I mean, they're now printing Splinter Twin, which is cool. But
did that actually? Wait, what?
The Darth Plagueis combo. Darth.
Oh yeah.
Tragedy.
Tragedy of Plagueis with GI.
Yeah.
I do like that they gave GI a reason to exist. That's nice.
Yeah. So this pack was a little unimpressive. Purple King, not super excited. Savage, play. But I'm not drawn to the deck because of it.
Yeah, we've got the makings of a nice red-green deck here for Villainy, but...
I want a couple more ships to go with my red-green Villainy deck. But...
And then we've got... Cal is actually kind of interesting versus Kanan here.
Yep.
We don't have the creatures or specters to make Kanan pop yet.
Not yet.
But it's also not... Again, it's not a difficult house. Gifted Urchin.
It's a good card. I'm always happy to have some Gifted Urchins in my pool.
Exactly. I think of Secretive Sage as the best common, but Gifted Urchin is the card I kind of want to open because no matter what the rest of my cards are, a Gifted Urchin is probably getting in the mix. Might not always. If you're playing Snoke, it's probably not huge on your radar, but...
But in my Talzin decks, for sure.
Yeah, your Talzin decks for sure.
This is looking like a really good blue-yellow Cal deck, because we just opened 2 heirlooms that pack.
That is nice. And the N1 Starfighter to go with it. I don't know, well...
Qui-Gon to clean up over top, Gungan Warrior as an aggressive card.
Cal's not a Jedi, so Jedi Vector is not as exciting.
Yeah.
Trust Your Instincts is,
so
nice
good.
Force payoff.
So good.
I haven't played with it yet, but, Shoot First was great in set 1. I have no reason to believe that modified Shoot First is not great.
Yeah.
And you get your Force token back. You just attack with the Force unit.
Yeah. Completely neutral.
Refugee of the Past, terrible.
Yeah.
Disturbance in the Force, in the Shadows.
Disturbance in the Force I like in Obi-Wan yellow, and that's it.
Yeah. This is an okay,
You play 1 or 2.
top end. Big guy, he's fine.
He's got Pseudo Sentinel.
Yeah. Secret of Sage. Happy
Yep.
about that one.
Yeah.
Georgie not pretty bad. Praetorian Guard, that's a good card. Lord Santeca, I'm not mad to play it. Quinlan,
Quinlan's
it's
nice.
interesting. Balance Goal is fine. Kid Fisto's Aether Spray is pretty good. Hyperfoil Protect the Bot. It's a good card.
Ooh. This is not enough to have me wanting to do Kit Fisto green, but
No. But
it's
like,
not heinous either.
Yeah. So,
Ahsoka's nice here.
Yeah.
Because now we don't have to think as much about Cal. I mean,
I, mean,
Cal's
I still like Cal.
Yeah, Double Heirloom is what you want to see with him.
Yeah.
J-type Nubian is fine. The Blue Squadron Assault Wing is a great one for a Cal to open.
A Strike Ship is nice. Minoc.
This is like a 2-deck pool.
Two, like, decent deck pool, but neither one of them is going to be broken.
Caretaker Matron's pretty underwhelming. Do you like Calm the Storm? I
Yeah.
liked it in my deck at the PQ, but I also felt like I kind of conned myself into some plays with it.
I think it's fine. I'm happy to play it if there's, like, a low wolf, or, like, a good number of Sentinels in my deck.
Mm-hmm. I had an Axe Wolves in that pool, and so that was my like dream to live. And it's just kind of like okay when it happened because it's like exhausting your units really painful.
Obi-Wan. Now, this changes some stuff.
Yeah, we weren't really looking at. Because now you could do Obi Blue or Obi Yellow.
I still think I'm pretty high on Cal Blue, but, like, opening a second Paladin...
Second Paladin's nice. Crushing Blow is nice.
Yeah, that's fine. Now, this is an Ahsoka card, like, for sure.
I think it's just fine in aggro decks too, because sort of like where Ravenous Rothtar has Pseudo Sentinel, where
Yeah.
like they have to do something about it, and so you don't want to trade it like, oh, I'm gonna like win with this card. It's like, no, I'm just forcing my opponent. Oh, crap, oh my god. This card's abusive in a control shell.
It's interesting, yeah. I don't know where to go here. Our green... I don't know if our green hero really got there. We didn't
So-
get a Gunji or any counselors.
So GI is the only villainy leader we opened, and I feel like red-green is where the density of that is. I don't feel like our yellow is quite deep enough to want to play him, so I feel like the villainy is just kind of not here.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
I mean, I guess with like these three are some nice control cards to go with it. We've got a Crushing Blow. Luthen is Graceful Purgil.
Secret Sage, we had one. Language is a good turn one play.
Yeah. Whirlwind of Power is nice for that archetype as well. And then, like, no turn one plays other than Adept of Anger in yellow.
Yeah.
It's probably not,
probably not.
not where we want it to be. We do have the Gifted Urchin that goes into just everything we play. I do like the neutral cards in this set a lot. Like, Last Words, Gifted Urchin, Curious Flock, and It's Worse.
Yeah.
Kind of just go into almost every deck I make.
Yep.
And I don't feel that bad about it. Not like, oh, these are drawing to me to a certain archetype. It's just like, they're just going to fill some niches that I need filled.
Yep.
Regardless.
I think I'm higher on Ahsoka than Kanan in this pool. We didn't really get, like, a high density of creatures or, like, Ezra. So it's kind of up to these three for me.
Well, we haven't really talked about Cal Kestis yet, and I feel like he's a unique leader to build towards, so why don't we look at him and just kind of talk about
Okay.
what goes into construction for him. And I don't feel like any of these villainy cards are getting splashed by Cal, so you can just kind of grab them in a pile over here. And let's look at Cal Blue
Yep.
just to start with.
I'm going to just move that stuff out the way.
Caretaker Matron, I just don't even want to consider. Similarly, Refugee of the Path, not a playable. Disturbance in the Force, not for this one. Not really a Pounce deck, not a Force Speed deck, but the rest of these are fine. I was playing on Carabas the other day and Constructed, and somebody hit me with a Ceresu stance, and I won the game easily. And I was like, okay. You did the thing. Your Yaddle is shielded on turn 2. Enjoy this power of the dark side.
Yeah, no, it's like, alright, and die.
No.
Let's just pull these up. So these Ascension Cable's good.
Definitely want the trust.
Yeah. Force Slow, I don't really want. This card's
I like it.
playable.
Especially for a tempo-focused deck like this one, I think that's... I like it.
Yep.
I'll just bring this down a smidge for the camera.
This deck's...
So what do we got?
Thin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's very thin.
27.
Oh.
28.
Yep. Which this is actually probably it should have played to begin with. Yep.
29. 30?
Yeah, totally fine. Now, I think, like, here's the conversation you have to have.
Yeah, that's a more complicated question.
Yeah.
I feel like if we really want to leverage the Jedi Vector, or not the Jedi Vector, well, kind of the Jedi Vector, because in like the Padawan Starfighters, I want Cal. I know Cal doesn't turn on the Vector, but Cal is a target for the lightsabers, which then gets that rolling.
Yeah.
That has me, I think, just more interested there. We do have like nice 6 and 7s here, so that going a little bit longer with Ahsoka is nice.
Yeah. And Jedi Guardian is very good in the Ahsoka decks, and so is Plo.
Yeah. There's a little bit of, well, no. I was going to say there's tension between, you have to expend the Force to give him Sentinel, but he's got 6 power already. Grit on him is just, you don't really need it. Grit is, I'm killing you right now. Versus, like, it just as Sentinel, like a 6/8 is still a massive roadblock.
You make him a Sentinel, they have to attack him, and then you're like, attack with my Gift Urchin, now it has the Force, and now die. So I could see, honestly, playing either one. Having 3 good upgrades is leading me to Cal, but having the good top end is kind of leading me to Ahsoka, so
I suppose
a bit of a tough time figuring out where to go.
The nice thing here is, like, we, like, hate to say it, but Guardian of the Will is, like, actually not bad to try and do some stuff here with these upgrades.
Yeah, let's go 2/2 on turn 2, which is nice.
Like, you go turn 1 Guardian of the Wills, you go turn 2 Heirloom. And, I mean, you die to a crushing blow, and you just go home. But, like...
They've never had it. I've never seen them have it.
Yeah. I remember round 1 of the Rochester PQ, I played an OB Green Mirror, and all 3 games, my opponent had Gunji, and 2 of the 3 games I had the crushing blow, and I was like, thank God. It's like, if I don't have that, we're just done here, because now I'm not getting the ball rolling, and you are. He still won anyway, because then the game went long, and he's got a Yoda in his deck, and I was like, I've got Craving Power, which is awesome. But it's not Yoda. On the 8 resources, it is not. We're not playing the same game anymore.
So this
is a really tough call.
Yeah.
Because this is sort of what we alluded to at the beginning, where it's like the games are kind of naturally going to go long enough that Ahsoka will just give you more value out of her stat line than Cal will. Like, how good are we at actually turning the corner when some of our top end is like Graceful Purgil, Protect the Pod, and it's worse? Like, Protect the Pod with Cal is like a lot more work to put in. We also have a lot of vehicles to make this work. So versus like playing Ahsoka on 6 and to Protect the Pod on 6 is like, that's a real turn, I guess.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of leaning Cal, but like, I don't really have a great reason other than like vibes, I guess. I'm just like getting aggro vibes from the pool where it's like we have a good number of upgrades and like some like decently aggressive like mid cards, but we also do have some good removal and some of the top end that like I don't think I could judge anyone playing the Ahsoka here. I'm just kind of envisioning a game where you start out a little aggressive and then like they start to turn the corner on you and then you slam one of your 6 drops and then just go answer this and they go I can't and you go 6.
Yeah, like I don't know how to articulate that, but I think like for whatever reason a real synergy to me is like N1 Starfighter and Sorcerers of Tund, where like you have the early aggression and that's how you make the shielded on this matter. The shielded on this is like not great as a defensive tool. It's great because it's great in the way that Jedi Guardian is, where it's like I'm pushing ahead and if you want to answer my 4 power unit, it's going to have 6 power. So your leader is going to struggle to contain Jedi Guardian in particular. Like this is going to be better into like Taliesin as a result.
Yeah, I kind of like this deck. It's not. Like,
I like this. Yeah, I don't know what the.
This feels like a 7-2 with some clean play. Like 6-3 is like 5-4, 6-3 is probably where you're starting to head, but.
Did you want to look at a different color pairing for this? I think like
I'd like Obi-Wan to be a good deck, but
Obi-Wan and I don't feel like Kanan's quite there.
I just don't think our green's quite there.
There's like a lot of mid cards in there. You know, your Minok I think is like particularly emblematic of like it's fine.
Yeah,
you're never like windmill slamming a Minok into your deck, but how often are you cutting Minok? Hopefully a lot, but realistically, it just kind of gets in there.
Like this, and like
Outer Rim Mystic is
2 or like
I like Outer Rim Mystic a lot with Obi-Wan.
Better green cards, and that's disappointing. And that's green blue, and we have 3 turn 1 plays that we actually want to play because you want in your Obi-Wan deck to start with the Force.
Yeah.
We didn't get any Gunjis or Jedi Counselors. I'm pretty low on Obi-Wan unless you can pull enough Gunjis and Jedi Counselors, honestly. And Gifted Urchins to some point, but...
So then it would just be Kanan and the Heroism cards.
I think Kanan does what
Does
Ahsoka does, but worse.
Yeah.
It gives you the blue pip that Ahsoka does, but it doesn't synergize.
We don't have the creatures. We've got Curious Flock, Graceful Purgil, and text. Yeah, that's not really enough.
I think this is the pool or the deck for the pool.
Yeah.
Not.
Do you like Sorcerer's Blast on 3? Is that a card that you are actively splashing in the way that you might be Protect the Pod?
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
No, not actively splashing. I think, given our cards here, I'm not upset to be splashing it. I wish Cal was a Jedi so I could splash
all the time. All the time. That's the part that really feels criminal to me. Is like Jedi or Night Saber in particular. It's like, all right, so the heroism common leaders that we have, it only works with these 2. It doesn't work with these 2. And I understand they may want it to be like forcibly making it more narrow, but that one just feels too much to me.
I think Cal would be the Night Saber could go on him. That'd be real good.
You can still pay it for, or no, you can't do that for 4. No, you're paying, whatever. You literally can't do it.
Nah.
That
I mean,
could-
you can
yeah.
if there's not a judge nearby, but I wouldn't recommend
That is true. That is true. That is true. They will be working hard at the sector qualifier, doing like 400 or 500 people. I don't think it's as large as the Richmond one because that was open enroll or premier.
And this one's capped at 512.
Capped at
Richmond.
512. Okay, and I don't think it was close to selling out last time I checked. But,
No.
so probably like 300 to 400.
But this deck's fine.
Yeah, I would really enjoy playing 9 rounds of this because this looks like a difficult deck to play of a playstyle I'm not 100% comfortable with in this format.
Mm-hmm.
In some of my solo testing, I had 2 Cal Blue decks, or no, 1 Cal Blue and 1 Cal Red, and those were my 2 worst performing decks of that cohort, and some of it I felt was unfortunate, but I talked about it in 2 videos ago now, or 2 of the sealed videos ago, and the worst one went 1-6, but its only win was versus that God Talisman deck that had Anakin Invader in it. So it was like,
so funny.
and it wasn't even like, oh, the Talisman player like drew nothing in that game. It was like a game actually happened and it just lined up great. But that deck was weird. It had like Kaya Mundi and a Mace Windu, and then just like not a whole lot else. So it's like it wasn't awful, but it did. Yeah. Well, we've done 3 pools. Let's just hit your whole box, and however innuendo you want to make that, and get the 4th pool out of this.
Cool. Showcase Talisman on the way. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. I did, as a very much a casual player, I absolutely loved that at the Rochester PQ, somebody opened a showcase mall.
Yeah.
Because it's like this weird corner case where you're like, I don't know if this ever actually happens, but it's like, no, this is the real thing that's happening right now, and they have to consider, do they want to play this?
And the answer should be yes.
Yeah, because I do actually like Maul. I think Maul is a good leader.
You're really good.
I don't think Qui-Gon is going to come together that much.
No. Pretty low on Qui-Gon. Mundi. It's a good card.
Yeah. I like Owen a lot.
I have
I don't
Scion.
know if... Oh. I have Scion reads good, and then I play a game with it, and I'm like, I'm just resourcing this every time. It's very low impact. I think of it like a medium uncommon.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not saying you cut it from your villainy decks, but
It's not drawing you to something.
it's not drawing. That was kind of cool that we got Morgan Elspeth and I have Peridia, or I have Scion in the same thing. I believe that's supposed to happen in the show, but I'm not to the Ahsoka show yet. Yeah, I guess if you really watch all of my videos intently, I did finish the Clone Wars, I finished the Bad Batch, and I am like almost done with season 1 of Rebels right now.
Nice.
After, not consuming Star Wars media for like 10 years. Shatterpoint's nice. Depa Balaba's nice too. Like this is a nice. I don't know. This one feels all over the place so
it's
far.
a little spread out. And Obi-Wan to now try to pull us to green.
And not much green going on in the meanwhile.
No.
Fallen Jedi's great.
Yeah.
Just kind of goes in every deck in villainy.
2 Vulpix now is kind of whatever.
You play it, but you're not thrilled about it.
I try not to play it if I'm not playing Kanan, but like usually I have to.
Knight of Ren is a real banger.
Yeah. Nameless Terror is also a very good card.
It's such a color pie break.
Yeah.
That when you just and it doesn't say non-leader. So like when you just exhaust, like playing a Talzin mirror where you just exhaust the Talzin to set up a flip when then you play your own Saber on, or Inquisitor Saber, and just like completely break parity.
Yeah.
Really backbreaking. And everybody's leader is Force, so it will just like always have a target.
Yeah.
Keller and Beck insane.
Insane. Yep. I can't stop opening rare bases. Let's not do that next weekend.
Yeah, that's like. Oh, I've been probably mixing those in. Or no, I think I kept
No.
those separate enough.
And Ray is funny because we have
Hyperflora Ray is pretty.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way to turn that on unlimited that you're realistically playing, right?
I mean, Kiati Mundi, you can top deck it.
Okay, that is true.
If you,
And 5, like we were talking about Degoyan Master too, like
yeah,
literally just 5/5
And
for 5
Owen.
force. Yeah, Owen. That Owen that's in the pool.
yeah.
That's actually not nothing here. GI not really looking to be it for this pool
No. And one
because we do have like decent green here with the lightsaber and the knight, but I don't think we're GI green feels like the least likely color to pair with him for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, that's fair. Relic Scavenger's a fine card.
It's in like the 25 to 30 slot.
Yep.
That like you are content playing him sometime. Ooh, that's nice.
Happy to have that.
Obi yellow, not looking awful.
Nope. Escape. Lutheran Supremacy. Yay.
Ooh.
That's terrible.
Hello, Amtrak train.
Another Obi-Wan.
They're trying to tell us something.
Yeah. They're trying to tell us this pool's gonna be bad. That's what they're telling us.
I know. I'm not feeling like Heller and Beck. Like I'm like kind of excited about this quadrant. Or
Yeah.
not quadrant, but like that particular.
But like
pair.
also there's some like 2 red cards here.
Yeah.
But I think the pool is just a little too spread out to really be catching my eye right
I'm
now.
not feeling depth up here. I'm feeling a lot of acceptable, but not like.
Yeah.
I feel like this will be one where we build it and we're like, oh, that's 25.
I feel like that's probably gonna happen. BD1's fine. Babu Frick.
Babu Frick.
Card's bad, but I love it.
Yeah, yo, I've been building so many Premier decks with Babu Frick.
The Sabine deck is actually cool.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes, yeah, I started trying that one, and I enjoyed the Babu Frick. And then I've been playing a bunch with Foresight, which is the rare from Twilight of the Republic, blue aura. You get +0/+2, and if you name the card on top of your deck.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been playing Foresight with Thrawn and, or Spark of Rebellion Thrawn and Jump to Lightspeed Han. In both of those. And the Babu Frick package works for both of those. Where, like, you go, like, Babu Frick plus a droid, or you go droid plus Foresight. And,
That's so
like,
cute.
it's a little redundancy to have some benefit to all these one-drop droids in your deck. None of those decks are particularly great. Okay, I con myself into this all the time, but then every time I read Luminous Beings, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to kill somebody with this.
I'll continue to con myself into putting it in my deck. It's not ever going to be the card I want it to be, but it's always going to be acceptable.
Yeah, like, I look at it just as, like, you're probably not getting 3, but getting 2 for +8 damage is, like, I want that.
Yeah, that's good.
So Morgan Elspeth, we're not playing that.
No.
That's okay. Grand Inquisitor, I don't think we're playing that. The depth of yellow here is we have like the only 2 deck cards I would actually put in my deck are Impossible Escape. So if we were looking to get 5 cards contributed by Grand Inquisitor, I think we can just safely say that Villainy is off the table here.
Yeah.
So then we have 3 options. We've got Ahsoka, Cal, and Obi-Wan. I don't feel... I do like what's going on in our yellow here, but similarly, I don't feel like what we just pulled out of there is going to be enough to make like a Cal deck
Sure.
work.
Yeah, we don't have enough like lightsabers to make that count deck work.
Yeah, so then we're kind of looking at... Yeah, yellow just sort of... I don't know.
I think we're in some kind of blue deck. Not even...
Well, yeah, we did have...
necessarily.
There was like... Was this the one that had Shatterpoint? No. Yeah. We had the foil Shatterpoint, Owen, Whirlwind of Power. Yeah, like the blue is like just really nice over here. In red, we've got Marin. I'll play Wampa. Quinlan, Sorcerer's Blast, and the rest of the Blockade Runner is one that I have played a couple games with, and I get lower every time. It just 4 power for 5 resources is just not like I'm already like a little skeptical of Wampa, right? And even with Saboteur, it's just not really something. But Ravenous Rathtar is a fine stat stick.
Yep.
So, is this the rare Ahsoka red? Because I feel like what you got pulled out over there.
Not anything flashy.
I'm not wanting to play Minok. I'm not wanting to play Kadu, especially when I've got this pair of Luthen Rael or I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Luthen, Awakened Spectre, and then Wampa Quinlan.
Yeah.
We don't need to be doing anything with Kadus. So
no, these are the I'm not really super excited. These are like the ones I would play, and I'm not thrilled about them either. Like Maz, I'm happy, but like I guess Outer Rim Mystic as well. And playing green does mean you get to play Obi-Wan over Ahsoka, which is
that's meaningful.
Meaningfully better, but I would rather have a good deck and an okay leader than a busted leader and an okay deck.
I do feel that like if we do blue-red here, we're like losing on Luminous Beings and Kellerin does have me a little sad.
And Jedi Counselor.
Yeah. One like that's a weird part of this format is like the 1/4s on turn 1. It's just like you're guaranteed to live. You can't kill a 1/4 that early, and then so you're getting your force token. You're guaranteeing progress, and able to formulate a game plan from there.
Jedi Counselor and early Kellerin is insane too.
Yeah.
But
reducing by 2, not by 1, is such a break point for a ramp card where like Alliance Dispatcher is like, it's set 1. Not something you're really that interested in.
that one also died a little easier. But
and like the upcoming set, the Gonk Power Droid, 2 cost 1/3 on attack. Next thing you play is reduced by 1. Not something that you're that interested in. But Consular is good because he like survives, gets the resource that he needs to function, and then on your 4 resource turn, then you drop in a 6-drop.
Yeah.
You drop in Plo Koon, and you're like feeling great about life.
Yep.
Or Depa Billaba. Which is such a tongue twister name. I'm gonna get that one wrong.
I don't really know where I'd want to go with this pool. Our red cards are good, kind of, with the Kiadi and...
Do you splash a Death Field? 2 damage to each non-vehicle enemy unit. If you control a force unit, draw a Crad.
For 6 mana, I'd probably play it. 8, definitely not, but...
Inquisitor's Lightsaber, again, I kind of like on the splash.
Yep.
It's just such a breakpoint for killing later.
Yeah.
Doesn't do a whole lot else, but like that's
relevant.
pretty crucial.
Or even just like pins the later.
Uh-huh.
You can just play it, and then they're like, "Well, I don't want to put my later." I'm like, "Cool, then don't."
Not a whole lot of help over in this section. 2 Voltex is like nice insurance, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's not an exciting card. It doesn't get you the force. It's kind of whatever.
All right, so we're not feeling Cal. That's
no.
Let's take a look at Ahsoka Red, and we'll go from there. Maybe splash this. These aren't. I will consider a Nameless Terror Splash. I will not consider a
splash? Question mark?
I've done worse things in my life. That sounded a little more threatening than I wanted it to, but whatever. It's fine. Statute of limitations and all that.
We splashed on any of these? Definitely not this, but like... You crazy?
I don't think I can splash a Kellerin. I could splash a Luminous Beings.
I don't think I'd want to, but like I'll throw it at the splash pile set here.
No.
No.
That's the splash pile. Yeah, these are red cards that I don't want to play. Do you like Hyena Bomber?
I like it in like the Snoke deck that I was talking about before with the Exegol Patrollers and Strike Ships.
Makes sense. We are not that deck.
I just want to get as aggressive as possible in that deck.
It's crazy how many like 4/5s there are for 4
Yeah.
in this format, which is like a pretty nice thing to think about building your deck around. Like that's something that you're going to have access to, but I have yet to really hit the point where I'm like, this becomes a meaningful data point to a decision that I make. It's just kind of an observation at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot going on down here.
This curve.
The complete and utter lack of 3-drops was not something I thought of when we were looking at this before.
Yeah, this is rough.
Wow.
And we're at 27 cards. Who's dying off?
So green would give us like specifically Outer Rim, Mystic, and Maz Kanata.
Yeah. Thinking green red or green blue.
We've got like so many good blue cards, but I feel like green red is the functional curve version of all this.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even super excited about all our blue cards. Like,
Yeah, like these are just these are
Shatterpoint?
completely medium. Shatterpoint is nice. Heirloom is nice.
but like it kind of stops there. Like, Plo Koon's fine. Jedi Guardian's fine. It's better in the Ahsoka deck, but if we go green, I'm inclined to go Obi-Wan.
I do like Night Sister Warrior and Owen
Yeah.
a lot. Enough that I was registering them in Premiere, but yeah, let's
Well,
look
maybe
at
that
red
wasn't
green.
Great, but
Yeah, I can tell you there were a lot of decisions I made there that were not ideal. Owen, I'll die on that hill. That card was great. Just staring across at my Iden opponent and just being like, "Do it. I know you have them in hand. Do something about it." Okay. Oh, this was the so. Luminous Beings comes down here. Now we're looking at Obi-Wan, red. This already feels way better.
yeah, but the curve is still
I'll go.
weird. Like, we don't have early force units.
This pool might just suck.
Yeah, kinda.
I guess you come in at 6 as well. 7 cost Nameless Terror. I called my buddy Chief and he told me it's in fact not it. I do want to put an Inquisitor Saber on Obi-Wan. That's like
That sounds nice.
that's something I'm very interested in because he just dies a lot in my experience. Yeah, and I'm looking at like what does a villainy pool offer us? And it's just not much at any point.
So I think the story of opening this box is just open a Talzin and a couple assassins, and
Yeah.
everything can be kosher.
Everything will be fine. This might be one of the pools that you open and say, start these side events.
Yeah.
Like let's see what's in a draft, because like this is to be a little cliche, it's like any dog can have its day. Anybody can win with anything at any time. However,
You can't get to 7 wins with this thing. You just
Well, like you can't even draw well. What does a
Yeah.
good draw look like? Like
Consular
Jedi,
into
Consular,
Maz
into
Kanata
Maz,
every single game.
into Kiadi.
Yeah.
And Kiadi's not even that amazing and limited. He's good, but the games are a little more aggro than they are grindy.
I found it to be kind of nuts.
I like him. I'm putting him in every red deck, but I'm not like...
I'm splashing
my.
Kai at Amundi in some games.
Eh.
Like a tall is in a red. Please give me an extra pair of cards.
It depends on if it's a grindy Talzin red or if there's an aggressive Talzin red, because there is like a distinction there.
Yeah, like are you a strike ship deck or are you not?
Yeah.
If you are strike shipping, probably not Kai at Amundi. But
Yeah.
if you got like that Anakin deck earlier with it,
Yeah.
kind of like him.
I like finding my Anakin more often, I guess. This pool's pretty unimpressive.
Yeah. Like this part up here, like not so much this, and like these are pretty rough, but like even just as a 5/5 force, like don't hate Rey.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
But like if you can again in your perfect world, Consular, Maz Kanata, Kaida Mundi, Ravening Gundark or Rey. Yeah, draw Rey into like Longbeam Cruiser, Kelleran.
Yeah.
The draw does exist. It hurts that these sabers are like at the same part where 4 is already our most meaty part of the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this pool is a scoop.
Yeah, it's not great.
But we've also looked at like a lot of decks, and this is the first time where it's like, okay, there's just a lack of 2 and 3s in the pool. I don't feel like we're being too picky. Maybe let's look at an Obi-Wan yellow.
Okay.
These are also some of the parts where I'm like, I'm going to struggle with this in the moment, where I'm like, okay, I need to make all of these decisions in 30 minutes, and I'm just sitting here bemoaning my pool like, oh my lord, I do nothing. Okay, so J-type, BD1, Starfighter, Young.
I had one, okay.
Put the Babu Frick down. Never mind. I think this actually is what we're supposed to be doing here.
It's still too thin, but it's okay.
Is 3 lessons? Have you ever? Whatever. There's an upside there if we need playables. I don't really like it, but
it's kind of bad. But like,
oh, it's quite bad.
I'd play it if there was like a gun in my head, I guess.
I suppose even at the Sector Qualifier, there won't be that much of a gun to your head. You can always just be like, I'll just drop.
I think this is 30. I think this is better. This is looking up a little. I'm still not thrilled, but
No, I would not be excited to play this, but
your Obi-Wan doesn't look as good because you only have 3 good early plays with it, and then like 1 play on turn 2. But like,
I don't think it was looking great with the red either.
It wasn't.
Didn't put away any force units. Even.
No, you didn't. It actively got better because you got Young and Padawan and Mysterious Hermit.
Yeah, like Frynok, Starfighter, Marin, and Quinlan. These were like the red cards that we meaningfully lost, but this I would be happy to go 2 and 2 with and move on.
Yeah. This is probably the best deck in the pool. And you're still gonna lose with it. But
Yeah, this is ultimately not going to get there, but yeah. All right. So we are at roughly 2 hours of run, or coming up on 2 hours of runtime. I feel like sleeving up and playing a game from here would probably be a little too much, right?
Yeah, probably. It's a few. I don't care.
Do you have any kind of closing thoughts on the format? Maybe things that we didn't quite get to discussing that you feel are important? Are there elements of gameplay that you feel might not be obvious compared to like previous Star Wars limited formats? Obviously, like trying to retain the Force, keep your opponent off the Force. You know, a card like Nameless Terror, which if it just said exhaust an opposing unit, you'd still play this in like all formats, but particularly in this one goes significantly up in value.
No, I don't think I have anything super like tricky about the format. Like you said, like it's a Force game a lot of the time, except for when you're playing against Snoke. But like they're gonna try to keep you off the Force. You have to try to keep them off the Force. If it looks like they're a Force-ish deck, there's a lot of creature combat going on, where like you would in any limited. But I don't think this one's drastically different. I think it's one of my least favorite because of how swingy the pools look. But like
100%.
This is the format we have to play, so gotta figure out how to play it.
Yeah. Like I'm excited that limited is available in this capacity at this high level of play, but I'm disappointed it's the worst one. I really liked Twilight of the Republic, except for Anakin. Was like a lot like Talzin and Snoke are at the top of this heap by a pretty significant margin, but like Anakin was further above the rest of that field. JTL was pretty awesome.
JTL was so good.
Like Vader and Luke were really good, but other leaders gave them a run for their money too. And their best performers. And having that too, where it was like there's a really good heroism and there's a really good villainy leader, that was a better dynamic where, as we see, like the Obi-Wan deck, Obi-Wan's like the best heroism leader, but not every pool is a good Obi-Wan deck.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting that you went right to JTL because like on Friday in our podcast, that was one of the formats that we compared, or not compared this to, but like we're talking about as like one of our favorite limited formats. So it's interesting we share that opinion, but
it's also one of the few I've like been able to dig into. Right, like I got to do locally. We had like 2 drafts, I think, of it, and then
one was huge.
Yeah, we had 2 pods for that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And when I bombed out at the Sector Qualifier in Philly, I got to do a bunch of drafts of that too. So I was actually like able to like get into it a bit more at that point versus Richmond. Yeah, sorry, other one coming up is in Philadelphia. I definitely booked my hotel in the right place. It's definitely fine. But like, yeah, being able to get some reps in on that was nice because I do like how limited functions in this game. But yeah, this particular format is very weird because there's some stuff. It's like I still look at Tusken Tracker, and I'm like, this guy reads awesome to me.
He does his job, yeah.
But like, then you've got Knight of Ren that's just so much better.
Yep. Than
it, and Knight of Ren is still just like fine because it doesn't really synergize at all with the Force stuff going on. It's just like a good stat stick specifically for Snoke, and I mean you play it. You play it in your green villainy decks. That was another one. I have so like I think a particular hole in my game right now is like knowing what to splash, and it's good to be exposed to like a lot of this conversation about what not to build and what may or may not be worth doing. But like I remember watching the Texas stream, and I saw an Obi-Wan yellow. It was Obi-Wan blue or yellow, but they had splashed Knight of Ren, and I was like, I don't know what your pool looks like, where that's the move. And obviously you don't have all the information just watching from a stream. So it's like, I don't know if this is a move of desperation or if they're like, there's so many 4/5s for 4 that I'm like, you can't be playing this for 5. But are you that desperate? And I don't know if I would be able to be like, hey, this is the one that's got to make it in.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Those are tough calls to make in 30 minutes. Yeah.
Let's just hope you crack a good pool, and it's fine.
Yeah, we looked at 4 pools, and the most we saw was 1 Secretive Sage. So that was, we're saving those for the event, so that we can open a lot of those. But yeah, definitely, and this is, I guess, more for myself than anything. Double check with one of the judges nearby. Ask, can you have your phone out to take a picture? Because when you've got 30 minutes and you want to try to compare, that's going to be a really helpful tool to be like, all right, build this quick, look at it, visualize it, save that, and then be able to come back to that as a reference point. Also, like, just in general, do that because you have to hand your deck list in, or that's what we did at Rochester.
Yep.
And you don't get it back, but you are expected to abide by that for the rest of those rounds. So make sure that you have a way to do that. But
yeah, like when you sideboard a card in and out, like you have to remember what your starting deck was.
I was writing that down on my life pad. What I was swapping in and out for, kind of hoping that if it's over here to the right, like, they can't really see. And I was trying to use abbreviations, so like GG for Grappling Guardian. It's like maybe not like immediately obvious to my opponent what that means, but also most people probably aren't like paying that much attention to.
I would never do that.
What's getting written down.
I would try.
Yeah. No, I remember
If you're writing it on the life pad right in front. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I tried doing that in set 1 because I opened the showcase Thrawn. Dude, and I was like, that was melting my brain playing a premiere event with that, so I just started writing it down every turn, and it was just like, I'm just hoping that you're not paying enough attention. And
Hey, buddy, you're going to draw an overwhelming barrage next turn.
Yeah. That's also tough because I'm such an emotional person playing the game that like I can't see an overwhelming rush on the top and like have the poker face for that. I'm not good for that. So that's like, just all the more reason. Don't play that leader at a serious event. Just don't worry about it. But good stuff to try and consider to help keep you going with that. And that, that's also helpful for me because like the brain fog is a real thing that you have to fight in an event like this. And if you have your little life pad, I have a small notebook. That was helpful for me to be like, all right, what did I sideboard in this matchup 5 hours ago? Flip back.
Well, you can't look at that when you start playing, but yeah.
Oh, you can't?
No, you have to have a clean sheet of paper.
Good to know. Definitely didn't cheat intentionally. But
I can't have notes from previous rounds.
Good to know.
Yeah. Before you sit down, if you know that your opponent's playing, you can do that. But
just as you're flipping to a new page, go through that and be like, that was what that was.
You go, pairings go up. Oh, I'm playing Will. I know he's on Ahsoka Blue. Okay. Or Ahsoka Yellow. Okay, so what did I sideboard? Okay, now I'm good.
I'm paired next to this person that out of the 400 participants I sat next to 4 rounds ago. I know exactly what's going on. I was watching their game. I have the intel.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on and doing these deck builds and for having the product to do that. Thank you for saving me, I don't know, $90 for a box or whatever to do this. That is appreciated.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, thanks for sharing the wisdom. And hopefully we'll kidnap you here again at some point. Maybe play some Premiere, some Pauper.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Pauper has at least been good where like I'm not, like I said at the start, I don't have like real competitive success in this game. Like I'm going and I'm having fun. I've only like of the 10 PQs I've played, only 1 have I gone less than 500, but I'm not crushing it either. So like the Pauper stuff was like, that's actually like a meaningful niche for my content to fill, where like it can be interesting to watch and I can have like, relatively intelligent, deck design for the most part, aside from that IG-88 deck. That one was really bad. But like that was, so kind of, it's not like an explicit focus for me with my time, but perhaps a more explicit focus for the content to be geared towards because like you have the great podcast that you guys work on and you've got, 6 hosts.
There's 7 people on our team, 5 people that would do the podcast.
5 people that do the podcast. So like you've got a lot of great mind power, a lot of great testing going into that. That's not something I deliver on as much with mine. So it's kind of it's a good direction to go in, and it's been great that there's like local players that are like actually interested in doing that.
Yeah.
That's very long-winded, but that's I mean, if you've made it 2 hours into a video on my channel, I'm gonna ramble. That's kind of the whole point. But yeah, thank you again, Nicky, for being here, and hopefully this is helpful to us at Philadelphia, and better yet, hopefully we'll see some of y'all there. So
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you
for
again.
having me on. This was a blast.
Cool. See you next time.